Hey everybody, it's Daniel. Um, Wanted to do a fuller, um, longer length because this is gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of playing and a lot of tone demos because there's a lot of tonal options here. So I'm going to do a full-on review of the Barber Electronics 5 watt World Bus Drive. So, um, I spend a lot of time um, listening to YouTube channels, and one of my favorites is obviously going to be guitar YouTube channels. So there's a lot of good ones, and there's a lot of good, easygoing people. I've always, um, like Audiomo Music. I like Trogley. I like, again, one of my other favorites, 5 watt World. Um, he does Keith Williams, 5 watt World. He does a lot of videos on artists and their guitars. So he'll do videos on all of Keith Richards' guitars, George Harrison's guitars, Eric Clapton or Angus Young or Carlos Santana's guitars, and he talks about all of their main equipment and as much as he can research, like he'll talk about their instruments. He also does a lot of live chats and stuff where he just talks about musical topics or guitar related topics. Like he's got one I've got to watch about, I guess he calls it the state of the pedal board instead of state of the union, state of the pedal board. So, so he just always has some very interesting things like that. So that's one aspect of this pedal. The other being Barber Electronics. So prior to um, 5 watt World, I had never heard of Barber Electronics. I'd gone since then. I've gone on, and he basically seems to be a boutique pedal manufacturer. So he takes, he does his own little spin on classic, either amps or various effect pedals, and he does his own little thing. Went and looked up his website. He's got some really cool ones like forget about it, with a little outline of kind of like a mobster type guy. And he's got all kinds of interesting little effects. In the description of this video, when I upload it, I'll have the links both to Barber Electronics website. I'll also link where to get the bus drive. From what I can tell, where to get this exact pedal is on Reverb. And he's kind of doing them in batches. I think this is like the second batch. Maybe I'm wrong, but I believe this is the second batch. So, first one sold out very quickly. The other one, I think, has got about 9 of these. Full disclosure, I got mine on eBay. I found it used on eBay because I just started looking around, saying, "Hey, is there a used copy of this?" Because with my financial situation right now, I can't afford to do it. So the only way I could buy it was on eBay and through the PayPal credit. So I'll pay it off in 6 months, right? That's the only way I'm affording it. And so anyway, I looked around. One guy had a used copy. He put up for sale. And I talked to him. Was able to negotiate a good deal, and able to negotiate a good deal, and 2 days later, here it is. I just got it this afternoon in the mail. So anyway, according to both Keith Williams and David Barber, this pedal is meant to copy. So it came with a little letter as well, which kind of explains the functionality of the pedals, the tones, and etc. So I'll just read this little. I'll kind of read the paragraphs as we go through it. So he starts off by saying the BUSS is dedicated to the circuits of the B Custom Super Sport and the Barber Burn unit. The 5 watt World Edition uses these circuits to celebrate historic tones and textures, including those created by Alexander Dumble's ODS amp and on Eric Clapton's landmark Beano album, among others. So that's what got me. It's the Eric Clapton Beano album, and then a Dumble in a box, another Dumble in a box. There were a lot of people that have done those, And me not being wealthy enough to ever owned a Dumble, kind of curious. That's since I don't have the amp, maybe that's something I like to have on my board. So here, let me just unplug it real quick, and I'll try to do a close up here. This is what the pedal looks like. Um, so it's got your volume. By the way, Keith in a live stream, I think it was last week, talked about where he got the blue, the white, and the blue dynamic. I like that it's got these blue knobs. It's not your typical black knobs. I like it. I like the colors. So this is the volume, the tone, and the drive. And it's got these two little mini toggles and this little LED up here. So we'll go over what that does, what each one does. So for right now, I have it on the volume about noon. I have the tone all the way up, and I've got the drive all the way up. But, like, I found a lot of usable tones, like, on the drive. When you go at 12, when you go to, when you go all the way at 12 o'clock, when you're down here maybe around 9 or 10 o'clock, a lot of usable tones. Same thing when you get around 2 and 3. But for the sake of just tone setting, we'll put drive down here. So according to this accompanying letter, this little toggle, which is the far... no, we'll start at this left toggle, the one by the LED switch, the LED light. The left toggle settings. So, and the left setting is the super sport mode. That's what I've got in right now, with classic British and high-powered tweed sounds that can get aggressive or sweet. So basically, I have it in the blues breaker setting. Now, if you turn it to the right, wait, I'm sorry, no. It's this knob. This is the toggle. Sorry, yeah, I'm also looking at it through there. So it's this one. There's it's a two phase one. So if it's all the way over here, it's on this mode is on the burn unit mode. So this mode, if it's pointing towards the LED, so basically if it's pointing towards the LED, this is going to get the Alexander Dumble tone. If it's outward, if it's facing away from it, that's kind of the blues breaker sound, is what I'm getting from this. This knob here is a little three-part toggle. This, and he says on this, for the right toggle, whoops, for the right toggle here, you're gonna, this one, that little popping sound, that's normal. So if you get one, don't be alarmed. So right now I'm gonna put it on the blues breaker setting. This little toggle right here, the right toggle, is the harmonics and dynamics switch. So if you have it, again, we'll just say facing this way, facing away from the LED. So the left side is low dynamics. The center position is the high harmonics. So it's greater sustain, aggressive upper mids. Again, the left setting is the low dynamics, so this will give you more squishy vintage compression with a soft upper mid, a little less volume. And the right side is low harmonics, so this is for added clarity with a sweet top. So to get the blues breaker tone, I find that obviously, so you want to put this switch left hand, so you want to have it away, so let's see here. Yeah, you want it pointing away from the LED, and you want this LED, this switch in the middle position. And that, I found that gave me a better a better blues breaker tone. Now, while still on that, I'll call it the blues breaker mode. I'm going to go to the right side, so I'm going to put it for the other toggle. So I'm going to have that on the low harmonics, the soft overdrive sound. So, and oh yeah, just FYI, I'm playing through my Black Star on the clean setting. So, like, that's a very, and I'm on my bridge pickup, which is a 490T. So it's not overpowering. It's bright, it's bitey, it has that Marshall sound, but it's not over the top. So now let's go to the left side of that, and that is the low dynamics. So squishy vintage compression with a soft upper mid, little less volume. Now let's go back to the middle part. A little more cutting, a little bit more bright, you know. And now the right side, which is a little bit quieter. Let's go to the neck. Same thing. I'm still in the same position. I'm on the lower side of it, the right side of the switch. Very bassy, heavy, you know, that British bluesy sound. Now let's go to the middle setting, a little bit harsher. High harmonics, you know. Now let's go to the left side, the low dynamics. Okay. Now we're gonna try the dumble, the dumble side of it. So we're gonna put into the Barber burn unit side. So the leftmost, if you're looking at the pedal from this side, this one here, which is may look like it's on the right, it's on the left. So I'm moving the little switch this way towards the LED. So that's kind of how I'm referring to this, because depending how this comes out, it, you know, maybe it, you know, the perceptions might be off from you, kind of like a stage left, stage right thing. So I'm just gonna mark it as towards the LED. So that's why I've got this on. So this is kind of supposed to be the more dumble setting. Same thing, same settings, volume at noon, tone and drive are dimed. I'll do a little bit more, like, and I will go back to the Marshall setting, and I'll tweak this and maybe put the tone at half, and, you know, cut the drive back a little bit more to kind of give a little bit more tonal options. So anyway, but with those same previous settings, We'll go back and we'll start with this on the right setting, so it'll be the low harmonic soft overdrive tone. And let's start on the bridge again. Now we'll go to the middle position, which is the the high harmonics. Now we'll go to the soft overdrive, or the low dynamic side. Now we'll go to the neck pickup. And we'll go all the way back over. So again, I'm on the soft overdrive. Go to the middle position, so the high harmonics. And then we'll go to the last position, which is low dynamics. Range here. You can kind of hear it. You can kind of hear that dumbly tone. And just real quick, shoot back over to the Marshall sound. Like that. It's tightening up a bit. So like this is the Marshall one. You can definitely hear it. It's a little bit tighter, a little more mid-range, a little more cut to it. Whereas the Dumble was a little bit fatter. So let's do the chords now on, I'm still on the Marshall setting, so the BUSS drive part. Now I've got the second the right hand toggle in the middle position, so. And then we'll go over to the furthest position on the right. Now we're going to shoot over to the bridge. Same thing. Same saying right now. Your 70s, 80s lead tone here. Now we'll put the toggle again in the middle position. Go to the closest to the LED. And then we'll go back over to the burner unit side. So same thing. The knob right now, the other toggle is closest to the LED, facing the LED. Now in the middle position, you can hear it more pronounced. Now in that same toggle is in the furthest right position. So that was all the bridge pickup. Go back to the neck pickup. Now again, it's on that same setting. Position. Now the left position distortion closest to the LED. So this thing, like this video, can go on for I could probably make this an hour-long video. I'm not going to. I think it's kind of long enough as it is. If you would like one where I do a longer review of it with just kind of the tones, and my only speaking is maybe just saying, okay, this is what the sayings are. Let me know in the comments below. I can do one. This pedal, I will say, it's a rabbit hole. You're gonna spend a lot of time going through this pedal between the burn unit setting and the super sport. So that's where the BUSS, BUSS. They took the BU from burn unit and the SS from the super sport. So between that toggle and then the three different, let's call them what they are, the three different clipping modes of the distortion of the overdrive. They can't even say it. Like, they're calling it the soft overdrive, so that'd be soft clipped. Then the high harmonics, which would be hard clipped. And then the left saying the low dynamics, so that would probably be more like a middle clipped. So between those settings and between all of that, I think you're going to get at least 6 different tonal possibilities just on those alone. And then you've got the volume, the tone, and the drive that you can tweak around. And in playing them, I found a lot of usable tones. When I first started playing this, I had the pedal reflecting the same kind of same way I set up my amps. Just everything at noon: volume, tone, and drive. I found the volume, I was really having to back that off, both on the amp and on the pedal. This is a loud pedal, which is good, which can be good. So my suggestion is, if you buy one of these, which I would suggest, you buy one of these, you plug it in, before you turn it on, turn the volume all the way off, turn it on, and then just slowly start just doing like this. Like, you've got, just do it, and then just add the volume to the level that you want. Don't dime it. Don't even put it at half. For me, again, when I started playing it out of my Vox amp, and when I was playing it out of this Black Star amp, I was really having to cut back on the volume, on the amps and on the pedal. It's a loud one. It's gonna cut through. And what I'll say with that is, the good thing about that is it's gonna cut through your pedal board. There are a lot of pedals that I've really liked, like my Marshall pedals. My Bluesbreaker 2 and my Governor 2, I've really liked, but they get lost in the mix, depending where they are on the pedal board. And I've had a hell of a hard time taking pedals on and off and stuff. Like, I've got the OCD and the Tube Screamer, this 40th anniversary Tube Screamer, and the Custom Shop OCD from Full Tone. When I have those in the chain along with the Marshalls just got buried. Like, they were not going to keep up. So this BUSS drive is definitely going to keep up volume rise, no matter where you put it in the loop, in the chain. The problem might be is, if you get, depending where you put it, maybe it might overpower your other pedals. That's something to be aware of. Like this, I could see the BUSS drive overpowering a Marshall pedal, or overpowering a Boss blues driver. That's just something to be aware of. But going back to it, I would absolutely suggest, if you're after a Dumble in a box, if you're after a Bluesbreaker, a Marshall Bluesbreaker JTM 45 style tone, I would absolutely suggest the Barber Electronics BUSS 5-watt World BUSS drive. Absolutely. like I've been playing this almost nonstop. The only time I took a break was for dinner. So, I got home about maybe 4.5 hours ago, maybe 5 hours ago, and I've just been playing this, toggling with it, playing with it, messing with the settings, and it's just given me a lot of joy doing that. And like I said, it's a rabbit hole. It's not like a one, two, or three knob pedal where you kind of have, kind of pretty set amount of tones and things you can get out of it. This, I would absolutely call this a rabbit hole pedal. Maybe if you have massive OCD or whatever, maybe this may not be the pedal for you because you'll never come back. 10 years from now, you'll still be on your couch or your bed or your looking on your pedal board, and you're still messing with this, trying to figure out every kind of sound combination you could possibly get. But yeah, I mean, I think for what you're getting, like I said, I've come across a lot of boutique pedals, a lot of more expensive pedals than this one, and you get a lot less in those higher end, upper end pedals than you get from here. I've seen pedals, some boutique ones go 300-400, maybe more, and they're not giving you all the options that this pedal is giving you. Like I said, this alone is going to give you 6 tonal options, at least. And then just doing your usual tweaking, EQing with this, it's pretty damn good. I believe these go about 230 on Reverb, brand spanking new. Again, I bought this used. It's like you even still have the Velcro on here, but I bought this used on eBay. Got a very, very good deal for it. But yeah, this is for $230 new. Pretty good. And these, again, this is not mass produced. Like they've got batches, and the batches are like probably can't be more than like 15 probably per batch, per run, as if you will. I was very impressed with it. So I'll give you a real quick summation. I tested it originally through my little Vox AC4 TV mini amp. The sounds that you just heard here were out of my Black Star HR1T, I think it is, or HT1R or something. And then I also, the little small mini sample that's on here, the short, where I'm playing this, that was played through my PRS Sunzera 20. To me, the best tones to be had were out of the PRS Sunzera 20 water. I played my CE24 with this and the through the Sunzera. Beautiful, just beautiful sounds. I would give it a 10 out of 10 on that Sunzera. On this Black Star, I'd give it maybe 8 to 9 out of 10. And the only lackluster thing is not anything with the pedal. I'll be honest with you, prejudiced, biased, because once I played it through the Sunzera, that's kind of the high standard. That's like the 10 out of 10. And out of a little 1 watt amp, which, while it's great for bedroom volume, it is a good pedal platform amp as well. Just, it's not going to compete with that 20 watt amp. It's just not going to. So, it still sounds great. Sounds the better of the 2 amps I got in my room. Now, out of the Vox amp, for whatever reason, the Vox amp just did not seem to like this pedal. To be fair, in playing the Harby pedals that I've also reviewed, when I played them through that, it was hit and miss as well. So, what I'll have to do, just on my own, and maybe I'll do a video if it really works well, is playing this in a pedal board chain. Maybe putting it in a chain through that Vox amp, it'll sound a little bit better. But like I said, 2 out of 3 of my amps, this absolutely killed. It just slayed. So my assumption, my read on this is it not sounding good out of the Vox. It could be that maybe the Vox being as dark as it sounding as it is, that maybe it just didn't work as well with this. It worked, it working with my Sonzera and my Black Star. Maybe those having a little bit brighter sounds rather than warmer sounds. Maybe that worked a little bit better with this amp. But that's just something to be aware of. Like, okay, so if you've got a Vox, maybe a Vox AC 4 watt amp, the little 4-watt amp. Just for me personally, and again, everything is subjective. So for me, it just sounded a little too grainy, a little too crispy. But again, 2 out of 3, like the Meatloaf song, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I'm willing to say that it's the amp, not the pedal. When it sounds amazing out, just kick ass out of 2 amps, tells me it's probably that the pedal is good. It's just that whatever it is with the amp, it just wasn't working. I'm probably going to do maybe a longer video on my Sonzera, and maybe I'll do kind of a similar thing. Not necessarily with me. Like, this is a lot of talking. I already see it's about 32 minutes. So it'll be a lot less talking, and I think it'll just be me running through tones. And maybe I'll grab a couple more guitars, and the only time I'm talking is just when I go over what setting I have the pedal on. And that'll be it. There'll be no background, no nothing. So the video, at least more of it will be tones over talking. So I'm thinking I'll do that. I'll do that with the Sonzera, so you kind of get a fuller grasp, a fuller palette of tones out of that Sonzera, of what it sounds like with a fuller amp is maybe what I would say. A fuller, better tonal amp. But that's it. So yeah, I would, as an overall score for this pedal, I would probably give it 9.5 to 10 out of 10 with this pedal. Again, I'll put it down in the description. I'll put where you can buy this specific pedal. And I'll also link Barber Electronics. I'll link his website in case you want to look at some of his other pedals. Maybe you just want the Super Sport, or you just want the Burn unit, or or you're like the rest of us and you're like, okay, well, what else does he have? So I'll put that in there, and I'll also do a little link to 5-Watt World, because I think we could all do with a little bit more guitar knowledge, learn a little bit more about our heroes and what gear they used. But yeah, I'm gonna say great job, Keith. Great job, Dave. I think this was an amazing pedal, extremely versatile. Can't say enough good things about it. So for now, this is over and out. This is Daniel over and out. And like I said, I'll see if I can work on just getting a tonal review, just that focuses more on the tones than the talking. So if you made it this far, I appreciate it. Please, if you can, give a like and a subscribe. And just wait until I get that other tone video out. All right. Thank you.